जीवन्मुक्तिप्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतं। जीवन्मुक्तिप्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्।
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। I welcome you all with my love and respects, and the devotees who are sitting live with me from around the world. Let us enter into Patanjali's next sutras. Today's sutra, the second chapter and second sutra in Sadhanapada, the second sutra, Samadhi Bhavanartha Klesha Tanukaranarthascha. The exact translation: as I always said, so many ways same sloka can be translated. How Swami Vivekananda translates, let's see. Kriya Yoga leads to Samadhi and attenuates the pain-bearing obstructions. Prabhavananda translates as, thus we may cultivate the power of concentration and remove the obstacles to enlightenment which cause all our sufferings. Swami Dvivedi translates as, they are practiced for acquiring habitual samadhi and for attenuating distractions. Purohit translates as, the aim is to attain illumination and to destroy afflictions. Let me give you my own translation. I need to translate along with the earlier sutra, with the first sutra. The first sutra says, Tapaswadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Kriya Yogaha. Means mortification, study and surrendering fruits of work to God are called Kriya Yoga. The second sutra says, this Kriya Yoga leads to Samadhi and attenuates the pain-bearing obstructions. The purpose of this tapaswadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani is emphasized and insisted and explained in the sloka. This Kriya Yoga makes your body in tune with Samadhi, prepares your whole being to be in tune with the Samadhi, and takes you beyond all sufferings. Now we need to understand this sutra very deeply. Let's understand all parts of the sutra, then we'll have the essence of the sutra. Swadhyaya means getting all the right technical information to be in Samadhi, to be one with your source. Samadhi means being one with the cosmos, the source of the cosmos. Adi means source. Sama Adi means being one with the source. The whole purpose of human life, human body, or the human existence is to remain in that Samadhi. See, the greatness of human body is, for whatever purpose you might have created, whatever may be the bio-memories with which you cooked this food, you created this body has the efficiency and intelligence to reflect the superconsciousness as it is at least in one space. For example, your hands may have the bio-memory of violence. Your ears may have the bio-memory of listening to the music which awakens the bio-memory of other parts. Your eyes may be having the bio-memory of lust. Each part of your body may be having different bio-memories. But at least one part of you can reflect superconsciousness without any hindrance, in the ultimate purity, and radiate it. That is the beauty of the human body. Please understand. Human body is the only body which is capable of radiating the ultimate pure consciousness in spite of having any type of bio-memory. That is the unimaginable blessing given to the human beings by the cosmos. When Bible says God made human beings in His own image, this is what He means. This is what they mean. Whatever may be the bio-memory out of which your body is made, it has the possibility of reflecting the superconsciousness. Having the clear technical information to be established in that superconsciousness continuously is Swadhyaya. Tapas means residing continuously in that superconsciousness and facing the life. See, all our problems are not from society. Really, our own tendency or bio-memories which yields to the society. Our own bio-memories, our own tendencies which yields to the society. There is a beautiful verse by a saint called Patinathar. He says that my wife is a problem, my mother is obstacle, my house is obstacle, my wealth is obstacle, my cows are obstacles. No. There is no obstacle in the outer world. The bio-memory which still feels connected to all those things in spite of you reasoning is obstacle. Too many people have played on your biomemory. Too many people have ownership on your biomemory. Many times, people come and tell me, Swamiji, I surrender my whole life. I don't need to give them any work for the whole life. Even a small job if I give, they will disappear. But when they again come back, they say, Swamiji, I surrender my whole life. Then where is the problem? The problem is they are surrendering something which is not even theirs. Which is really not theirs. Their whole life is not under their control. First thing, they need to surrender what is theirs. Then, what is beyond their control will start happening. I have seen. When they surrender their life, it is not under their control. Their biomemories, many biomemories, are possessed by many other people. Unfortunately, still part of their biomemories listen to those people. It can be directed as they want. They can play their role on your life, either through guilt or through emotional blackmail or through the sympathy in many ways. Actually, I learnt more lessons from this whole scandal than my disciples. Now I could see different ways how the people are caught, struggling, suffering in different engrams. There are some who are not sincere but blame the society. No, I wanted to be at the feet of Swamiji, but the society is not letting me. There are some who are really sincere, wanted to be, but again blaming the society. No, I want to be at Swamiji's feet, but really society is not letting me. Means nothing. The second group, their biomemory is not completely under their control. Understand? If you are not interested, if you are not sincere, the statement is just made to satisfy me. People really sometimes think outside whatever you can talk and play your game. In front of me they wanted a good name from me, or at least they don't want any wrong word from me. They are afraid of my Vak Siddhi. Whatever I tell will happen. So when they come in front of me, they just wanted to behave. No, I am completely dedicated, Swamiji. There is no problem from my side. And I always wanted to be at your feet. I want to do this, I want to do that, but society is not letting me. If you yourself have some problem and not sincere, and you are showing society as a reason, okay, no problem, forget about it. Then there is no cure for you. And you may have to go through the life and come its own time. But if you are honestly feeling that you want to be at Swamiji's feet and have enlightenment, and you really feel society is not letting that happen, understand, you are in a very dangerous situation. Do not allow that. Do not allow society or somebody to play on your biomemory. Then whatever you do in your life, you will be a worst failure. Because they will be living through your biomemory. This is what I call being possessed by society, like a ghost. Being possessed by ghost, at least the pains also go to the ghost. But being possessed by society, all pains come to you, not to the ghost, not to the guy who is possessing you. They will possess you, they will do whatever they want through you, but when the problem comes, they will just lift their hand. No, it's not me. And it comes to you only. It doesn't go to them. I tell you, being possessed by the society is much, much worse than being possessed by a ghost. If you are possessed by a ghost, just if you see the master, if you have the just darshan, that's enough. The ghost will disappear. But if you are possessed by society, I need to sit and work with you for hours. Give all these understandings. Even then, that ghost does not go away. Understand, being possessed by the society is the worst thing can happen to human being. Means they can just create any doubt in you. They can just destabilize you in few minutes, few seconds. You will be struggling, boiling, running for hours, days, months, sometimes years. Being possessed by society, being owned by society as different parts, like how the real estate is being owned bit by bit. We can tell very clearly. This many square inch of your biomemory is owned by your mother-in-law. This many square inch of your biomemory is owned by your husband. This many square inch of your biomemory is owned by the son. This many square inch of biomemory is owned by this in-law. We can make a clear identification. And all those fellows are capable enough to play with your biomemory as they want without even knowing or understanding its side effects and after effects on your life and your system. Without even being bothered about your priorities. One important thing, whenever superconsciousness reflects in your inner space gets constantly updated, expanded and grows. But their biomemories the biomemories ruled by them do not allow that expansion, do not allow that growth. They take care constantly you get back to the same mood, same mold, same personality, so that they have a stable relationship. Many times people have their own vested interests for the stable relationship. One lady was talking to her friend saying that all me and my husband do is fighting for whole day. I lost 10 kg in last 3 months. This girl says, then why don't you leave him? Why are you with him? The other one says, no, I have to lose 7 kg more. Sometimes relationships are retained for losing weight. Understand, there are 101 reasons. 101 reasons. So they wanted their life to be very cozy, stable. You may be part of their life for so many reasons. Maybe money, security, so many reasons. So they need to activate their power over your biomemory, which is their part, constantly, and see that you don't grow beyond certain limit. You don't expand beyond certain limit. That is why you can see very clearly, many times, after coming to meditation programs, spiritual life, you would have become more soft, more joyful, more nice to family, friends and everybody. Even then, they do not like you being here. Because it is not that always they expect niceness from you. They wanted you to be in their level, giving company. Sometimes, you being nice to them, loving, caring, suddenly you become more sacred. Suddenly you invoke a kind of a respect in their being. And the attitude which they need to maintain with you is becoming different. Your presence somehow makes them feel you are worthy of respect. You are sacred. You cannot be taken for granted anymore. When this starts happening, they feel they are losing you. They are just losing you. When they feel they are losing you, the first thing they will do is activate their part of biomemory in you. They will not do anything directly. They will just activate that biomemory. If you have seen, if you have heard my Mahabharata story, war description, the first 10 days war is the war between you and your parental conditioning, societal conditioning, Bhishma. Bhishma is the societal conditioning. War between you and societal conditioning. Next level war, till 13th day, war between you and the people who taught you the social structure or a little bit of spiritual based social structure. Drona, whatever teachings have been given to you, the conditionings of your teachers. You might have had some teachers who is able to inspire you, who is able to inspire part of your biomemory, maybe in the school or college or university or in your life. Drona, or who has given you the secular education to make your living, all of them are Dronas. Even the gurus who do not lead you to the ultimate enlightenment but teach you little pranayam, some kriya, nose blowing and all that for your little health and maintenance of little stress free or goody. They are all Dronas. When you are not able to handle that conditioning, their influence over your biomemory, and stop there, 13th day battle. And then comes Karna, the idea of dharma. Is it right or wrong? Or people sometimes come and tell me, I wanted to be enlightened, Swamiji, but I want to work and make money and do a lot of charitable work. Karna. So this charity becomes the first priority and enlightenment becomes second priority. I tell you, enlightenment is the ultimate charity you will do for the world because you are sacrificing your whole life. You as you disappear. If you disappear from the world, that is the best sacrifice because you don't need anything from the world. And after that, whatever you have is the ultimate charity. All your words will elevate people. All your thinking will liberate people. Your very presence is charity, healing people. That's ultimate charity. Millions and millions of charities will happen just by your inspiration. Just by your inspiration. But putting the charity as a first priority, then enlightenment, being caught in Karna, the 16th day war, ultimately facing the ego in its form as it is, it will be actually hiding inside the water, hiding inside the unconscious. How the Duryodhana was hiding inside the water, that ego as it is will be hiding inside the unconscious. You need to find out, get him out, and then you need Krishna, Guru, to tell where to hit the ego. Krishna says exactly where to hit. To Bhima, he says, come on, just hit in the thigh. And then Bhima hits in the thigh and ego dies. That's what is Anandagandha initiation. Telling exactly where to hit so that the ego will disappear. Then liberation happens. You need to look into the whole story. See, first all the fight and killing was done by Arjuna till Karna, but suddenly for Duryodhana, Arjuna is replaced by Bhima. Means all the conditionings, working on conditionings, your mind is needed. Arjuna is represented by the mind, intelligence. Intelligence is Arjuna. So go through the Bhishma, go through the Drona, go through the Karna. Finally, exactly to hit the ego and kill it, you need heavy body which is prepared by Hatha Yoga. That is what Bhima represents. I have seen people who go through all these intelligence level, 16-day war they finish, but just because they do not have the heavy body prepared with Hatha Yoga, they are standing in the last moment. You see, Duryodhana, even if he is not killed, he cannot create any more nuisance. He cannot kill any more nuisance. He cannot create any more nuisance. He is practically powerless. He is there, but he is still there. I have seen people, many so-called Vedanta sannyasis, great people, they have killed all the conditionings, but unfortunately their body was not prepared with heavy Hatha Yoga, and they are there and their almost dead ego is there, like a Duryodhana, but they are not able to kill Duryodhana. Duryodhana is still there. Even though he is not active and not creating any trouble, he is there. That is why, in my experience, I have seen the Aghoris getting more enlightened, more number of Aghoris getting enlightened than Vedantis. Because the only difference between the Vedanta and Aghora tradition is, in Aghora, the Hatha Yoga, heavy Hatha Yoga, is also part of the training system. In Vedanta, pure intelligence, tapas is missing. The physical tapas is missing. In Hatha Yoga, the physical tapas is also part. That is why I insist on heavy yoga. Intense yoga means your body should always have that sweet pain. When I say sweet pain, if you stretch your body more than its capacity, if you do asanas more than your capacity, whole day you will be remembering some part of the body, muscles. That's what I call sweet pain. A seeker, first 2 years, should have the sweet pain 24 hours. Means at least 4 sessions of yoga. Maybe half an hour, but 4 sessions per day. That sweet pain should be part of your life. Heavy yoga. Anybody who is really sincere about the 18th day war, prepare Bhima inside. Unfortunately, all Vedanta tradition means a guru will be sitting and talking. The disciple will be sitting and listening, and nobody needs to move their body. What we are doing? Exactly the same thing. I can go on talking, you can go on sitting and listening. If you are only doing this, you will be ready till the 16th day war. But for 18th day war, you need intense Hatha Yogic body. It is inevitable, even though it is little painful. The tapas has to happen. Tapas should happen. With this whole scandal I can see, there are many people who are caught in the societal parental conditioning. They are dead in the 10th day war. Over. Bhishma. They are all the Bhishma soldiers, over. Whoever withstood the societal conditioning, but unable to withstand the Drona conditioning, means the so-called people who gave them the secular education or a little bit of yoga, kriya, these, that, for peace and stress-free life or physical health, that kind of gurus. When they are not able to withstand their conditionings, because they go on telling, instigating, hey, this is not right, that is not right, this shouldn't be done, that shouldn't be done, and you should have done that way, you should have done this way. They go on instigating. The problem is, it is not that they really care for you, it is more like a business decision. Oh God, my customers are going there, what to do? It's a business decision. Anyhow, if you are stuck there, then you are finished. 13th day war. You are the soldiers of Drona, who are dead by 13th day. And comes Karna. Is it right? Is it moral? Is it not wrong? It's better to do some charitable activity directly than wasting our time in this kind of teachings and enlightenment. These guys are the Karna soldiers, dead by 16th day war, over. Only a guy who can stand beyond all these conditionings can find out the ego, Duryodhana, and destroy Duryodhana and become enlightened. Tapaha means standing up with strength to fall in tune with enlightenment, with the knowledge of enlightenment. Ultimately, of course, Ishvara Pranitanani means establishing yourself with the concept of surrendering to the God. Please understand, with the truth of surrendering to the God. You need right understanding about the surrendering to the God. I am not saying you need to know about God to surrender to the God. You need to know about the strength of surrender, power of surrender to surrender to the God. There are only two traditions in the world. One which gives you the information about God and makes you surrender to the God. Other which teaches you the power of surrender, the strength of surrender, and asks you to surrender. All traditions which teaches the power of God and asks you to surrender will create doubt in you at some point, because somebody will create some doubt about your God. They may release a CD. And you are in a mess now. What will happen to your surrender? So giving information about the God and asking you to surrender is not the foolproof system. Always those systems fail. They create, see, the guy who does not like your peace can shake your peace very easily, giving some other information about the same God to you. We are taught the strength of surrender and asked you to surrender. It is not the information about the God. It is information about the strength of the surrender, which is inspiring and asking you to surrender. That is why the people who experienced Krishna after the 1,000 years of Krishna's physical earthly life have become part of Krishna's life. I have seen in the young age in the temples, The Andal, the great saint, women saint who lived in Tamil Nadu, she lived 5,000 years after Krishna, but for a common Hindu, Andal is part of Krishna's life. At least when I grew up, whatever stories I heard and everything, I always used to feel she lived with Krishna. Only now when I analyze the history, there is a 5,000 years gap. Same way Meera, 4,700 years gap. But whatever we understood, she lived with Krishna. So they became part of the history of Krishna, not because physically they lived, they understood the depth and value of surrender. Please understand, always create surrender in you by understanding the strength of surrender, not the informations about God. If it is invoked based on the information about God, it can always be destroyed by giving some other information. But if it is invoked knowing the strength of surrender, it can never be shaken. It can never be shaken. Knowing the strength of surrender and surrendering is the experience-based religion. Knowing the information about the God and surrendering to the God is theology-based religion. There are only two kinds of religions in the world: theology-based religion and experience-based religion. All theology-based religions can be shaken and disturbed by doubts, but all experience-based religions cannot be shaken. It cannot be touched. So, any information, different information given about God cannot create doubt in a guy who has established himself in surrender, knowing the power of the surrender, strength of the surrender, not the information about God. It is just only a support. Information about God is only a support, not the main reason for surrender. I tell you, that is why Patanjali made millions of people enlightened without using the weapon God. That is why he is successful. He is universal. Patanjali appeals to intellectual mind so much, for the intelligent community so much, because he is not built on informations about God. See, all mythological books, all religious scriptures which gives informations about God can be questioned, criticized, torn to pieces left and right. You can create millions of literatures against Bhagavatam, against the story part of the Bible, against the Shiva Purana, against Devi Bhagavatam, because informations about God. You can create millions of books against them. And any organization built on information about God will be shaken when doubts are created, when some other anti-informations are spread strongly against the informations they were giving, they were spreading. I tell you, build your surrender based on the understanding and strength of surrender. Then it will never be shaken. No doubt can disturb you. No CD can change your decision. Unfortunately, the theology-based mind cherishes the stories more than the clear, responsible information for enlightenment. Understand the word I am using, responsible information for enlightenment. When I say, know the strength, power of surrender and develop surrender, it is responsible information. You need to attend, spend your attention. You need to put little time to receive that responsible information and internalize it. But people are not that intelligent or aware or interested in responsible information. They are more interested in listening to stories. That is why you can see in the northern part of India, lakhs of people will sit and listen to Bhagavatam. The story, information about God. But very few handful of people only will be sitting and listening to Bhagavad Gita. The responsible information about surrender. The responsible informations are received, internalized only by handful of people. That is the unfortunate mental setup, very unfortunate mental setup of human beings. Responsible information makes you really stand on your own. See, if your surrender is built on responsible information, power of surrender, strength of surrender, any information about God does not matter to you. Does not matter to you. You just don't need informations about God in your life. You don't need newspaper or newsletter from heaven. Every day, video recorded message or CDs of your God. You don't need all informations. You will not be worried, bothered. What is he doing in the heaven? Who knows? He also may be sitting and having a drink with Satan, devil. Maybe they both are working together. Maybe they are friends. Who knows? No, you don't need to worry about all those things. Who knows whether he is all powerful? You don't need to bother. If you know the strength of surrender, the power of surrender, that's enough. Experience-based religion, solid, stable, transformation is enough proof of the experience-based religion, the surrender strength. Patanjali says very beautifully, samadhi bhavanartha klesha tanukaranarthascha samadhi and attenuates, Kriya Yoga leads to samadhi and attenuates the pain-bearing obstructions, means removes all the obstructions. It constantly keeps you alive, keeps you bright, keeps you in the present moment, keeps you in samadhi, keeps you in highest samyama. In this sutra, Patanjali is mainly emphasizing and inspiring you to practice the Kriya Yoga which he gave in the last sutra. Patanjali is a great master. He does not just give you instruction and leaves it. He again and again revisits and sees that you are practicing it. You are inspired to do it. You are living it. You are radiating it. You are loving it. You are carrying it in your being. The emphasis on samadhi again and again and again, reminding you the necessity of samadhi again and again and again, and telling you to fall in tune with samadhi is the essence of this sutra, essence of this sloka. First, reclaiming all your biomemory under your control. Second, establishing your whole biomemory into unclutching. That internal fight is tapas. Third, when you established yourself into that samadhi, letting that samadhi radiate through your being, being established in the understanding and power and strength of samadhi, then the informations about God. You see, information about God inspires you, elevates you, takes you really to the level of God, but an important help is necessary for that. The whole situation should be conducive. You should be having a world where no other information about that God is inserted into your system. Practically, this system is outdated the day internet is invented. There are only two paths, the bhakti and jnana. Bhakti is like giving information about God to you and inspiring your whole being. You see, in Hindu tradition, about each God, we have so many beautiful stories. You may think, why so many stories? For example, about Krishna. His childhood stories to his great heroic acts. You may think, why? Actually, if you put all the information about Krishna, if somebody has done so much, he would have lived at least 2000 years in the planet Earth. Of course, he lives eternally, that's different. But so much information, you may think, why? Because for each mind, they are supplying material and elevating that mental setup. If you are motherly type, they give you the information about child Krishna, they put you in the Vatsalya Bhava, and you are in Goloka. If you are friendly type, they give you all the beautiful Sakabhava, friendly information about the Krishna, and just which awakens your fantasies and turns your fantasies into devotion, and you are in Goloka. If you are romantic type, they give you the romantic side of Krishna and awaken that Madhura Bhava and put you in Goloka. Your fantasies are just transported into the spiritual devotion and you are in Goloka. So for each attitude, they have material, information about the God to transform you and to put you in samadhi. But for that, you need a whole civilization which is in tune with that ideology, with that theology. Even one person Only one person not in tune can disturb that whole setup. One Sisubala is enough. Can disturb millions of people growing. You see, what I said, that information about God and transforming you is also a great system. I can say very easy system. Very easy. Very easy way you can be transformed. But big danger is one Sisubala can destroy millions of people becoming enlightened. Even in this candle, I just felt only one thing. Oh God, there were millions, almost ripening. Just few more months or few more years, they would have become real fruit, enlightened fruit. But unfortunately, this one cyclone, millions of fruits have fallen before ripening. Means one Shishubala is enough. He can destroy the possibility of millions becoming enlightened in the last moment, even in the last moment. Because one wrong information is enough. One wrong information is enough, can shake many people. The next kind of a civilization, this kind of a tradition, jnana tradition, making people aware and understand the strength of surrender, power of surrender, and making them move. It's little difficult in the initial level to make them understand and move. But strong, eternal, no Shishubala can do anything. Now in the modern world, the first system is almost outdated because there is no civilization which is able to retain their Vidarka system, their Vidarka based tradition, because of the violent, terrific, terrible, abusive invasion of informations, especially abusive informations. When this age has started, where the communication happens at the speed of thought to anybody, anywhere, without any censor and without even thinking the side effect and after effect on that person who receives information, and making that person very interested by quoting it with sensationalism. In this age, that bhakti based enlightenment process is almost impossible. Even if you create devotion on the masters who are no more in the body, Sri Ramakrishna or Sri Krishna or Rama, suddenly there are people who write books, who come up with some literature and shake the informations which you received and completely shake the possibility of your enlightenment. But if you are creating your surrender based on the strength of surrender, the power of surrender, you cannot be shaken. Establishing yourself in samadhi is more than enough. It's very easy. You cannot be shaken. Establishing the samadhi can't be disturbed at all. So I tell you, an important thing, establish yourself in surrender based on responsible information. Otherwise, sometime when you are shaken by some wrong or rumors and abusive informations about your God or Guru, you just suddenly lose faith in the whole system, which is the worst miss in the life. Do not allow that. I really feel for the people, if somebody has lost their vidarka on me, I have no problem. The possibility to have that same vidarka, same trust, same strong trust, feeling connection with somebody else, some other guru, some other god, some other master is open. Great, no problem. You will have that awakening again in some place. But there are some people, unfortunately, they lost trust in the whole system. Nothing can be done. Don't miss, don't lose the trust over the whole system. No. That's the worst miss. Don't allow that to happen. So build your surrender based on responsible information. Knowing the strength of surrender, not knowing the informations about God or the powers of God. Build surrender. Ishvara pranidhana should happen knowing the power of pranidhana, not knowing the power of Ishvara. If you know the power of Ishvara and Ishvara pranidhana happens, it can be shaken. If you know the power of pranidhana and Ishvara pranidhana happens, it can never be shaken. The essence of this sutra is cultivate samadhi, radiate enlightenment through these three things: tapas, swadhyaya, Ishvara pranidhana. To remove all the obstacles from your life and be established in eternal bliss. I bless you all to build your surrender based on responsible information and live, radiate enlightenment. Let you all achieve and radiate the eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.